This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
Back the other way. Yes!
The Warriors are the champions. History in the making.
Lady Red Devils of
Georgia Public Broadcasting presents the 2009 Georgia High School Association's State Basketball Championships. Funding for this program is provided in part by Georgia's Electric Membership Corporations, the Georgia Student Finance Commission, Regions Bank, the Georgia Lottery, by viewers like you, and the Georgia High School Association, we wish to thank the Georgia Dodge dealers, State Farm, and Naturally Fresh for their support of GHSA athletic activities.
Live from the Macon Coliseum in Macon, Georgia, it's the Class Single A Girls State Championship game. The Wesleyan Lady Wolves, 28-4 on the year, take on the Lady Hornets of Savannah Country Day, 29-3. And hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm John Wilkerson, along with Phil Hansen. We got an interesting dynamic for this championship game. A team that likes to push it up the floor, a team that likes to play the slowdown game in Savannah Country Day, and Savannah Country Day knows all state championships lead the Wesleyan.
Well, single A, double A, heck, you can go 19A. The Lady Wolves have proven to be the top team in the state and a premier program in this country.
And they feature the current Miss Georgia basketball and Anne-Marie Armstrong.
What can you say about her other than she's the best player on the floor and a top player in the country?
And she'll be fun to watch in this championship game as we take a look at the road to Macon for the Wesleyan Wolves. In the first round, they took on Athens Christian, 174-19. Second round, a big win over Darlington, a big win over Towns County in the quarterfinals, and then in the semis here at the Macon Centerplex, they defeated Randolph Clay. All big victories margin-wise for the Wesleyan Wolves. Now let's talk about Savannah Country Day, and this is a team that knows what they've got to do, and they do have a pretty good player as well.
Oh, Catherine Dotson, she's the quarterback of the team. She sets the tempo defensively and runs the show offensively. A very heady player, the guts of this club. She can shoot the three and really handles the ball. 17.4 points a game, outstanding player.
The road to Macon for Savannah Country Day began with a win over Twiggs County, then a win over Turner County. In the quarterfinal round, they defeated Hancock Central, and then Southwest Atlanta Christian here in Macon in the state semifinal. So it should be a great game here at the Macon Centerplex. And right now, we want to turn it over to the voice of the Macon Coliseum for the starting lineups. Here's Eddie Ashley.
We will have the Wesleyan Wolves with a record of 28-4, dressed in black as your visitors on the scoreboard, and the Savannah Country Day Hornets with a record of 29-3, dressed in white as your home team. May I have your attention for the starting lineups? First for Wesleyan, at guard, number 2, a 5'9" junior, Erin Hall. At guard, number 4, 6'1" sophomore, Grace Leah Bond. At forward, number 20, a 5'11" junior, Logan Morris. At guard, number 23, a 5'8" senior, Chantel Kennedy. At forward, number 3, a 6'3" senior, Anne-Marie Armstrong. And Wesleyan's head coach, Jan Azar.
Thanks, buddy.
And now for your Savannah Country Day Hornets. At guard, number 4, a 5'8" senior, Caitlin Hilliard. At guard, number 11, a 5'8" senior, Melissa Berkhammer. At guard, number 15, a 5'7" senior, Catherine Dotson. At forward, a 5'8" junior, Ellie Bick. At forward, number 30, a 5'9" senior, Blake Stafford. And Savannah Country Days coach, Dale Parker.
And so there are your starting lineups for today's Girls Class Single A State Championship game. When we come back, we'll tip it off. You're watching.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following. This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
We did it 10 years ago.
Welcome back to the Macon Coliseum. Get set to tip off the Class Single A Girls State Championship game. But first, let's throw it to a third member of our crew, Scott Kozlowski.
Thank you very much, John. I just had the chance to talk to both coaches about their last-minute keys to the game. Now, Dale Parker with Savannah Country Day, she tells me they don't have a deep bench. So what they're going to have to do is beat the pressure. She also told me something a little interesting, that they were actually going to walk away from fundamentals of passing the ball around, looking for the best shot, and might just take their first opportunity to get some quick points. Now, Pat Ozar with Wesley told me exactly the opposite. They're going to try to run and gun and wear this team out. She says if they can beat that, they'll win the game. And she says she wants her seniors to go out on the top.
Thank you, Scott. And Phil, what's your keys?
Well, I'd also agree with that. I think tempo is a must. Depth is going to be huge. Rebounding, defensive transition, and most important, mental discipline.
And Wesleyan wins the toss. This is a team that'll put the pedal to the metal in the first quarter. And there's a lob inside. That's Logan Morris with it over to Aaron Hall. All the point guard she'll drive. Long jumper is good. Grace Lee Bond, and she breaks the ice with a three.
If she gets her feet set, she can hit that all day long.
And Savannah Country Day with a running opportunity. Shot no good by Berkhammer. But they get the rebound, and Berkhammer will take it again. Not there, but a good offensive board by Blake Stafford.
Great follow by Stafford. Does a great job of sitting down in the post.
Shot no good. Bond with the rebound. And Marie Armstrong finds Logan Morris inside. It won't fall. Kennedy battling in there. Here's Morris. Off the Bond and whistle. And a turnover, 3-second call.
Great job by Savannah Country Day in regards to the defense. They've come out in a man-to-man, and they've kind of sagging in the passing lanes, which is giving Wesleyan a little bit of trouble right now.
It looks like Savannah Country Day is playing Wesleyan's tempo off the bat.
They got to go north and south with this against the press. You want to make short passes. You want 3 available receivers and 1 long diagonal.
There's a shot by Stafford. It won't fall. Armstrong with the rebound.
This is what I like about Armstrong. She's, like I said, dominates in every facet of the game.
Look at that. 6'3" handling the ball and draws the foul.
And she got the rebound down at this end of the floor, took the ball up 93 feet, and drew the foul. She's an outstanding player. That's great hands for a big man.
Blake Stafford called on the foul.
You can't have that easy ball side cut. Not in the championship game. You can't have a ball side cut. It's got to keep ball you and the man principle.
And she scored all of their points so far. Kennedy with the steal, and she's fouled.
See, against that press, John, you've got to have 3 available passes, and you don't want to try to catch the ball below the second marker. Try to keep it second marker high, and the inbounder steps in and drags behind the ball. You want to take on 2, reverse it, look middle, and take it up the backside.
Foul's called on Caitlin Hilliard.
What's the lob?
Lob inside to Armstrong, and
There's
she
no
puts it
answer
up.
for that. You've got to guard the inbounder's right shoulder on that. Turn and face. There it is. Now look opposite.
We break the pressure. That's Catherine Dotson. Oh, crazy looking shot doesn't fall. We're tied up, and the possession arrow will go to the Hornets.
It's a great move, though, by Dotson. She took the ball right to the shot blocker's chest. If you try to fade away, you're going to create space. Any space you create, your opponent's going to occupy that gap. Watch her cut back to the basket. There she is.
And Dotson.
Good job.
But she draws the foul.
It's a great The guy who's going to be open in most out-of-bounds pass plays are two people. One, the inbounder, and two, the screener.
Catherine Dotson.
There again, she took the ball right to the shot blocker or the bigger player's chest to avoid the block.
She had 16 points in the semifinal against Southwest Atlanta Christian.
Well, the pace definitely is favoring Wesleyan. It's kind of up and down, back and forth, and they've got the horses to run all day.
Again, they cannot get, Savannah Country Day cannot get fatigued in this game because they only really go one deep on the bench. That's Kennedy. And a rebound by Hilliard, knocked away by Wesleyan's Grace Lee Bond, and he'll stay with the Hornets.
Savannah Country Day has to limit Wesleyan's multi-chances every time down the floor.
There's a long baseball pass to Dotson. She had the weight on it, so she couldn't take advantage. There's Burkhammer with the three.
You've got to throw long against that press to get that press to back up. Now, if they have more than one defender in the backcourt, don't throw it.
Armstrong to Kennedy, and no foul.
Oh, you can't give up those three-point plays. Never let the offensive player get his hands above their shoulders. If you can keep the hands down, you have a better chance of avoiding that ticky-tacky three-point play.
Chantel Kennedy, a 5'8" senior at the line. She'll play her college basketball at Colorado State. She's going a long way from home. And a rebound by Savannah Country Day's Blake Stafford.
He's tough on the boards.
Splits the double team. And again, another double team. Look at this pressure by Wesleyan.
Got to look up. Now come meet it. So you're fine. You haven't given up anything yet. Now this is the beauty of the press. See how it, even though they got the turnover there, it sped Savannah Country Day up and now turns over points on the other end.
And Armstrong will take it.
Right there. Look up.
Wesleyan has built an 8-point lead. And the foul on the body, Logan Morris.
Against this pressure, John, what you have to avoid is being tunnel vision, meaning you can't be just looking down at the ground like you're drilling for water. Keep your head on the rim that you're attacking, and now you have a better perspective of the whole court.
Kennington Goff and Asia McKenzie have checked in for Wesleyan.
You know, we've said this a lot. You know, Wesleyan's like Noah's Ark. They have two of everything. And the person they bring out, they're like Xerox. Next person comes back in is the same guy they just took out.
Well, Wesleyan likes to go for the kill right in the first quarter. In fact, they've dominated the first quarter throughout the state playoffs.
You got to catch, turn, and face offensively against this Wesleyan pressure.
Dotson in trouble. That's Burkhammer.
Now just run your offense. Make Wesleyan work defensively.
Creates her own shot. Not there.
That's not a bad shot. And they got to get back defensive transition. You got to stop the ball high.
Ellie Bick with a nice layup.
You cannot allow McKenzie to go north and south like that. You got to make her pick up the dribble at the top of the key.
And the lead is 10.
That's a great play. You want to punish that press. You've got to finish against the press. If you don't look to finish, they're never going to take the press off.
Stafford with the bucket. And now Wesleyan playing a little patience.
Again, Savannah Country Day in a sagging man-to-man. Great job. I really love the way Anne-Marie Armstrong sees the whole floor. Great passer.
Kennington Goff on the basket. And Dotson loses it. Armstrong and Kennedy there, and
now push it.
Another turnover.
There you go. Got middle. Now take it right at her.
Dotson bounce pass to Safford. Not
you got to capitalize on that.
They get the offensive board, and Burkhammer with the basket. No, not there.
Oh, she's had two tough in and outs.
You know, Savannah Country Day's had some decent looks.
They
just can't connect.
Great play by Hilliard getting back on defense.
And that really surprises me with a team that really just wanted to come out and let it all hang out. They had no pressure on them, and yet they look like a team that it's a little tight.
You're right, and it all goes back to coaching. I think Coach Parker does an outstanding job. I really like the sets she runs, and I believe she gets the most out of her talent.
With 3:33 to go in the first quarter, and Wesleyan's up by 10.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
Welcome back to the Macon Coliseum. A 21-point lead by the Wesleyan Lady Wolves as they head into the second quarter. And Phil, I get the feeling right now Savannah Country Day is basically playing desperate right now.
Well, that has a lot to do with Wesleyan on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. But what you have to do if you're Savannah Country Day is don't panic. Run your sets. Dance with what you came with. And run your sets, be deliberate, be patient, make Wesleyan work on the defensive end of the floor.
And Wesleyan,
half-court trap.
They need trap.
Savannah Country Day needs to stay away from the sidelines. The lines are the best defender on the floor because, A, they're stationary and they don't move, and they're big. So one defender now becomes 3, or 2 defenders become 4. So keep the ball in the middle of the floor and look opposite.
And they can't afford a turnover like that. You get the ball in the second quarter to have a chance to do something positive, and you have an over and a back call. But they didn't get a steal like that from Caitlin Hilliard. Maybe that'll pump them up.
Nice job by Coach Azar coming out of that timeout or the quarter adjustment and applying that half-court trap.
Anne-Marie Armstrong guarding Melissa Burkhammer. She's been the only offense really for Savannah Country Day as Caitlin Hilliard draws nothing but air.
Not a bad shot, but I think you're going to get that shot after a few more passes. She can hit that shot.
So here come the Wolves.
Getting man-to-man by Savannah Country Day.
Aaron Hall inside to Anne-Marie Armstrong. Look at that move.
Yeah, hooked her there.
And another jumper that won't fall. Armstrong there battling for the rebound with Chantel Kennedy. Kennedy gets it, and Hall will take a 3.
Oh, you can't allow Wesleyan to get multiple cracks at it. You can't be shot, miss, shot, miss, shot, miss, make. You've got to box out. You have to limit them to one and done, or you have no chance.
Asia McKenzie checks in. Grace Lee Abon checks out.
By Wesleyan, they've got Anne-Marie Armstrong playing free safeties, that long pass, to take away that long pass by Savannah Country Day.
Dotson with a bounce pass to Burkhammer. And a shot by Burkhammer, and she makes it.
Way to step in there and get your feet underneath you. Nice shot. Great hands.
And another steal by Hilliard. That's 2 this quarter.
Now you don't have numbers, so pull it out. Great heady play by Hilliard. Just going to flash to the ball.
Burkhammer has been really the only offensive source for the Hornets. Dotson, not there, and the rebound.
You got to get back.
By Kennedy. Asia McKenzie brings it up, and the lob to Armstrong. Not there, but Morris with the follow, and she'll go to the line.
I really like Logan Morris. She is everywhere. She's inside, she's outside, she can play, she's scrappy, she's always getting the loose ball. You know, affectionately, you call that the junk player, doing all the dirty things, but she just comes in there and takes care of business.
Well, that's what she's known for. She does the little stuff. She is the one that does all the dirty work. You take a look at her numbers for the year.
You know, she quietly kills you. You look at the stat sheet at the end of the day, and she has 15, 10 points, 8 rebounds every night.
She had 9 points in the quarterfinal game for Wesleyan. And substitution comes in for Wesleyan, and I want to be saying that all day. Kennington Groff comes in.
Here goes that long pass.
All those fresh legs coming in. Hilliard with a touchdown catch, but you can't finish.
Well, you got to make the layup, or they're going to keep that pressure on you all day long.
Here's McKenzie pushing up the floor.
Great pass.
There's Kennedy. Boy, she'd come on late in the season for the Lady Wolves.
But Wesleyan, all their players do such a great job of handling the ball. They all can run, catch, stop, pivot, pass, dribble, and shoot. Very fundamentally sound club. Coach Azar's done an outstanding job of them.
Aaron Hall. Very patient now by the Lady Wolves. And turnover, and it'll go to the Hornets.
Savannah Country Day has got to jump to the ball. They cannot allow those easy ball side cuts.
Grace Lee Abon checks in. Chantel Kennedy will get a rest. And we're going to take a break as well, with Wesleyan up 28-7 in the girls Class Single A state championship game. Back at the Macon Coliseum, Wesleyan up 28-7. Let's throw it down to Scott Kozlowski. Scott.
Thank you very much, guys. My special guest here is the assistant headmaster at Savannah Country Day, Marcia Hall. A rough half so far, but how excited is your school to be here in the state championship?
We are thrilled. We knew it was going to be a challenge, and we are delighted to be here, though. This is a group of girls we have seen develop since 6th grade, and they make us proud. We're thrilled to be here.
Fantastic. John, back to you.
Thanks, Scott, and all dressed in her green. A lot of green here for both teams.
Definitely. St. Patrick's Day right around the corner, too.
Perfect for that. As you take a look at the Savannah Country Day Hornets. And, Phil, they've had, again, many opportunities to get some easy baskets. They just haven't capitalized, and they've got to do that if they want to get back in this game.
So you got to come and meet that pass, and you got to throw it away from the defense. Don't throw it to the offensive player. Throw it away from the defensive player to the outside hand of the offensive player.
And a turnover, and that's Catherine Dotson. And Dotson trying to do it herself. And she draws the foul. That'll be Kennington Goff on the foul.
But it's like the same movie we keep seeing. Savannah Country Day breaks the press, comes down, and aren't able to capitalize on the three-point play. Either the layup's getting blocked or they're missing the layup.
Catherine Dotson has had an excellent state tournament. 16 points in the semifinal against Southwest Atlanta Christian. 31 points against Hancock in the quarterfinal. She's handled most of the scoring load during the state tournament.
Gutty player.
Wesleyan, they've been slowing it down in this quarter.
Again, the Hornets in a man-to-man defense.
It's Anne-Marie Armstrong with the basketball. At 6'3", she can do it all, handle it.
Watch the lob. I really like the way the Wesleyan players, when they cut through, their hands are always looking at the ball. You get open with your feet, you communicate with your hands.
Holly Wilkins, and that's stolen again. That's 3 turnovers this quarter for Caitlin Hilliard with 3 steals.
Yeah, you got to catch it first. And you don't want to catch the ball right over the half-court line. Again, you want to bring the ball up against that pressure. You want to bring it up via a pass instead of a dribble. Take it to one side, reverse it, bring it up the backside, look middle, look opposite, equals layup.
And you get the feeling that press has just made Savannah Country Day hurry a little too much.
But definitely, because you're so focused on beating the pressure that's directly in front of you. That's why you cannot play with tunnel vision.
Look at Hall go for that rebound. Back to McKenzie.
Excellent player.
Inside. Great shot there by Logan Morris. You really like her. Phil.
Oh, I tell you what, she could play for me any day. She just gets things done.
Another turnover. They'll stay with the Hornets.
What Catherine Dotson may want to do there is bring the ball up, engage 2, but the inbounder must stay behind her. And then when she engages 2, reverse the ball, reverse pivot, reverse the ball, and then look opposite and swing the ball. Look for that adjustment to be made. But you can't leave your ball handler out on an island and have everybody else run down and say, okay, go 1-on-6. It just doesn't work.
Burkhammer with the basketball.
You've got to have somebody in the middle of the floor.
Hilliard double team will tie it up, and it'll go to Wesleyan.
Wesleyan's doing a great job in that half-court trap, John, of keeping the ball sideline and down. What I mean by that is if you could put an imaginary dotted line going down the sideline, maybe 1.5 feet above where Coach Azar's standing, they get you to run down that sideline. Then when you pick it up, 2 defenders or 1 defender now becomes 3 or 4 people due to the fact that you got the line.
And a travel on Aaron Hall. They run that little weave. Picked up her pivot foot before she dished it off to Chantel Kennedy. Again, this is a half where Wesleyan's really slowed down the tempo, but Savannah Country Day hasn't really capitalized on it.
When in doubt, John, you want to grab that ball. Don't wait for the referee to make the call that you think it should be in regards to Savannah Country Day. Always grab that ball.
Caitlin Hilliard to inbound.
Watch the wheel and the lob.
3.5 to go in the second quarter.
Great defensive feat by Hall.
Dotson drives on Kennedy, and Kennedy will be charged with a block.
I really like the way Catherine Dotson's playing north and south, taking the ball right to the basket in the half-court set.
First foul on Chantel Kennedy. And not shooting yet, just the 4th team foul on the Wesleyan Wolves.
I thought she might have been shooting that ball there. When didn't she go in for a layup?
No, they called it on the floor.
Kick it back out.
And a turnover, and it'll go to the Wolves. We're near the 3-minute mark here in the second quarter. This is the first of 6 championship games here on GPB. We crowned 4 champions yesterday at the Gwinnett Center. We'll crown 6 today. Armstrong, she can't seem to get a shot to go down today. Stafford with the rebound, but there's that double team, and there's Armstrong trying to pry the ball out. And it'll go to the Hornets.
Well, you don't want to utilize your dribble in a non-cost-effective, efficient way. Don't just bounce it and pick it up. Take that dribble and go somewhere with it, preferably turn to the outside, away from all the congestion, and kick it out.
I tell you, Blake Stafford's a tough kid. Got thrown down there. Catherine Dotson.
You look up.
Jordan Frazier again with another tie-up, and it'll go to the Wolves.
Well, Wesleyan's just so quick defensively on the dribble.
Timeout by Savannah Country Day. Just under the 3-minute mark here at the Macon Coliseum. As you take a look at the Savannah Country Day huddle, really, what can Coach Parker say right now, being down right now?
Well, right now, you don't worry about the score. And we say, what are you talking about? You got to start running what you're running and go one possession at a time. And it all starts on the defensive end of the floor. Let's come down this time and get us a good stop. Now, offensively, when we get the ball, let's run one of our sets. Let's look for a good shot, not maybe the first available shot, maybe get a few passes and see if we can get something inside. Now, they've got 5 fouls against Wesleyan, and if they can get to the bonus and get some free points with the clock not running, that's one objective. But you can't all of a sudden say, oh, geez, we're 22 points down. What's the 22-point play? There is none. So you've got to just run your program, run your sets, but it's all going to come now on the defensive end of the floor should they get back in this game.
The 4 senior starters on the Savannah Country Day team were part of the Final Four team in 2007 and as sophomores, and they love that experience. And now here they are 2 years later back, and they're in the title game. And their ultimate goal was not only to get here, but to win it. And they've got an uphill climb, but it's not insurmountable. It's something that can be done if they play their game. As Wesleyan has possession, we're near the 2.5-minute mark. Asia McKenzie.
Look for the Hornets to apply a little bit more ball pressure. Wesleyan's able to catch, look, catch, look, catch, look.
Again, Wesleyan's been very patient in the second quarter.
See, if you play behind Armstrong in the post, she's going to kill you. You got it three-quarter front her or front her.
There's Armstrong.
You can't play behind her. She's going to post too deep. And being 6'3", she's head and shoulders above anybody else on the floor.
Savannah Country Day with the long pass.
Coach Azar just got knocked down by the ref.
And she drew the charge.
Tough. Holy smokes. I hope she's all right.
She looks fine. Yeah, exactly. That is a charge, Coach.
My goodness gracious.
Oh, my.
Well, that'll loosen them up. Tough game, state tournament, man.
Exactly. Even the coaches are getting involved. McKenzie to Armstrong, and Armstrong defended by Dotson there. Knocked out of bounds, and will stay with the Wolves.
Again, defensively, the Hornets aren't just applying enough ball pressure. Again, you got to worry. The flip side of that is if you jam up on them too tight, they'll drive right past you.
And a trip on Ellie Bick as Kennington Goff tried to drive the baseline.
But Wesleyan offensively is able to catch, look, see the cutters, catch, look, pass without much harassment.
And Maria Armstrong to inbound. She's the reigning Miss Georgia basketball.
She's one of the top players in the country. Good play.
Morris,
Hilliard has done a super
and
job.
Hilliard with a forced steal in this quarter.
Now look up. See, now you got to come to her and turn and face the biggest part of the floor.
That's Dotson, and she gets fouled.
Look to pass out of that pressure as opposed to trying to dribble through 10 people. Take that thing, catch it, look, make the short pass. Again, if you can keep the formula of 3 available passes, short passes, and 1 long diagonal, you'll have pretty good success against this pressure. There's the lob.
That's Stafford. Well, we hope you're enjoying our live broadcast of the best in Georgia high school basketball. I ask you to stay tuned at halftime for your opportunity to become a member of the Georgia Public Broadcasting family. It's viewers like you that help make great local programs like this possible. And we thank you for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Well, Berkhammer and Dotson have done a good job today of taking it at the Wesleyan players with getting a chance to get a 3-point play.
Melissa Berkhammer at the line. You know, I was talking to Dale Parker about her. She's a natural shooting guard that's had to accept the point guard role, and she's done it. Armstrong with the rebound, and she's quickly fouled by Catherine Dotson.
Well, you don't want that foul 93 feet from the basket. They're not going to, if they make that shot, you're not going to beat them in 100 years. There's no reason to make that foul.
First foul on Dotson.
Margaret Austin in the game now.
Margaret Austin's really their lone
sub
bench player. They had another one in Morgan Joyce, but she suffered a stretch fracture. In fact, she was a key reserve, and she's been out for the rest of the year. So it's really Margaret Austin. She comes in just to give somebody a rest. There's Anne-Marie Armstrong. And there's Caitlin Hilliard. How many?
Don't run away from her. Now turn and look. There you go. Now look opposite.
That's Dotson. Over to Stafford. Not there. And a rebound.
See, the beauty of the press that Wesleyan runs.
Holly Wilkins.
You know, they may not steal it every time, but if they can have you take a quick shot or throw it away, I mean, it's working its wonders.
Anne-Marie Armstrong with another 2.
She really does a nice job of keeping the ball above her head. Armstrong does.
She's starting to warm up a little bit. Here's Dotson. Dotson will take it all the way. Challenge Armstrong. Not there. And Holly Wilkins with the rebound.
They got to stop the ball. Mackenzie's done a great job of pushing the basketball.
Oh, look at that. Erin Hall. Excellent job with the extra pass there. And there's a near steal as Asia McKenzie and Catherine Dotson battle.
Well, the Wesleyans play like their namesake. They play like a bunch of wolves. They just keep coming at you. When you think you're open, here comes another one. They do a great job with their run and jump pressure. There's a half-court trap. They need somebody in there in the middle of the floor.
And there's a steal by Armstrong, and she'll take it all the way.
Well, that hurts.
As we are under 30 seconds, how long has Savannah Country Day been stuck at 8 points?
I'd say at least 3 minutes.
A long shot by Hilliard. What a quarter she's had. 4 steals. Rebound by Wilkins.
Savannah Country Day needs a stop.
And the shot, no good, but a foul.
That's not what you want.
Asia McKenzie was fouled right at the buzzer.
The cardinal sin, John, you never want to foul the jump shooter. You want your hands up and back. Challenge the shot.
Margaret Austin called him the foul. So Asia McKenzie will add to the point total as we head to halftime. Take a look at her numbers for the year. And that puts 40 up for the half for Savannah Country Day. As we reach halftime, a game dominated so far, and I mean dominated, by the Wesleyan Wolves, 40-8. Let's go to Scott Kozlowski.
I'm here with Coach Azar. A pretty sizable lead in the first half. How do you assess this first half? What happened? Why do you have such a big lead?
Well, I think it's definitely because of our defensive pressure. We're pressing, we're wearing them out a little bit, and we're going to continue to do that for the rest of the game.
Well, the officials should have been called for a charge at the end of the second quarter here. How do you feel?
I agree. I was set. I was right where I needed to be. He came right into me. It was a classic charge, and so I think I should have gotten the call.
Well, good luck in the second half. Thank you very much, John. Back to you.
Thank you, Scott. It's good to see the coaches involved as we're in halftime here at the Macon Coliseum. 40-8 Wesleyan. We're back after this.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And welcome back to the Macon Coliseum. Wesleyan up big in the Girls State Championship game for Class Single A. Let's throw it down to Scott Kozlowski.
Thank you very much, John. I'm here with the coach of Savannah Country Day, Dale Parker. The deficit on the first half is not what you wanted to see. What did you tell your girls at halftime?
Well, I told them that to come out and never quit, and they never have done that. We're not going to have our heads down. We're going to play hard for 16 more minutes. This group deserves to be here, and they've won 29 games, so they won't quit.
Well, best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Scott, and let's check out the highlights. A lot of it Wesleyan, and there's Asia McKenzie.
I think she's my player of the game so far, her and Armstrong, and Asia McKenzie's totally dominated the pace of the game.
Anne-Marie Armstrong, boy, she's so versatile. Erin Hall over to Armstrong. She's hit some big shots. At 6'3", she can handle the ball. She can steal. She's going to head to Georgia to play for the Lady Dogs next year. But then there's Blake Stafford, who's been the only offense, really, for Savannah Country Day.
And she's scored a lot of dribble penetration from Dotson and Burkhammer.
It's been a tough day so far for Savannah Country Day, but Blake Stafford's been one of the bright spots for the Hornets. As you take a look at the stats, and it's pretty much dominated by the Lady Wolves, Phil.
Well, definitely. You look at the turnovers, 12 turnovers. Yeah, that's going to kill you in 3 of 20 from the field. And the Hornets at times had many chances to score against the pressure from Wesleyan and was able to capitalize.
Anne-Marie Armstrong in double figures already with 10 points for the Wesleyan Lady Wolves as they're up 40-8 as we get ready to tip off the second half here at the Macon Coliseum. The Wesleyan Lady Wolves going for their 6th state championship, and looks like I won't say they got it secure yet, but it's looking pretty good as Savannah Country Day will open the second half with the ball. And Melissa Burkhammer will inbound. And there's that pressure right off the bat again, Phil. And a double team, and Anne-Marie with those hands going for a turnover.
She's got exceptional hands. When she catches it, she keeps it above her head. Her hands are active defensively. They're soft hands. She can catch any ball thrown in her vicinity. But when Stafford catches that ball, she has got to turn and face the biggest part of the floor. Don't turn and face to the sideline where we're sitting because you can't see anybody. You got to turn and face the biggest part of the floor. Quick shot.
Dotson with their own rebound blocked. And boy, they're scrappy right now, Savannah Country Day, as Dotson gets the ball inside to Hilliard. Can't hit.
Nice job by
and
Bick.
And a foul inside by Bick.
Well, you've got Savannah Country Day's got 4 seniors playing on the floor. They're not going to go home. I mean, they're going to come out there and keep playing. But you've got to be able to capitalize when you're inside. Going back to the stat sheet that we saw at the beginning of the second half, 2 for 8 from the line is going to get you killed. 3 for 9 now. But you've got to be, when you break that pressure, you have got to make the defensive pay. 2.2 points.
4.5 rebounds. I got to think with a senior-dominated team by Savannah Country
Great
Day,
pass.
And only having 8 points heading into halftime, pride's going to take over now.
Definitely. You won 29 games, so you're here for a reason. You've got a very good club, and you're very well coached. So you just go out there and continue to play. But when you put Armstrong at the front of your press, she's just so big, and then she traps that first pass, and you got to look up.
And a good job by Burkhammer to break that press going down the sideline. Look at that pass to Stafford. And Stafford has it slapped away by Kennedy. And there's Anne-Marie Armstrong. Can she catch up to it? Oh, look at that pass to Asia McKenzie.
As we said in the opening, she totally dominates every facet of the game, Armstrong does, whether it's on the defensive end, offensive end, passing, playing the front of that press.
And Chantel Kennedy, there's Dotson still scrapping.
Don't stop playing.
Savannah Country Day isn't stop playing.
Play the whistle.
And there's Dotson with the drive. And she'll go the line.
See, they didn't get that in the first half. They drove all day long, Savannah Country Day did, and wasn't able to finish the layup. When you break the pressure, the backside of it is you must finish the play.
Catherine Dotson senior, 5'7". A three-point play and some positive plays right now for Savannah Country Day heading as they begin the second half.
Dotson does a nice job of taking it right at the defense. You can't play behind Armstrong in a post. It's going to be a long day.
But there's Hilliard. Boy, has she been getting it done on defense. 4 steals in the second quarter. Now swipes that ball away out of bounds, and Wesleyan will have to inbound.
Any pass to the post, John, you want a bounce pass into the post, air pass out. Bounce pass, that would have been a layup.
Asia McKenzie off the
Great
screen.
pass.
There's Hall inside. Shot no good by Bond, and the rebound by Savannah Country Day. There's Hall with the steal, and McKenzie, and she'll go to the line.
Hall, Morris,
Sure, that's Chantel Kennedy.
and Bond are 3 great players that Coach Azar has the luxury of having in the game. It's basically the same kid.
Blake Stafford called for a second foul. Should take a look at Chantel Kennedy.
And the beauty of that is defensively you can switch, you can trap, you can do multiple things, and you don't lose anything because your player is going to be stronger than the one that you're guarding.
Kennedy had a huge quarterfinal game. 13 points, 14 rebounds from the guard position. Substitution checking in for the Wolves, Kennington Golf. And Marie Armstrong will get a rest.
Now they got Groff at the front of the press. Wesleyan's a very long team. If you're long, you don't have to close out as far defensively. The pressure's still on. 1-2-2 press. Now,
The pressure will never stop. You could be up by 100 and they'll still be pressing all over the floor. And they force a turnover.
now they're going offense-defense with Armstrong now going to come back in the game for Groff.
You'll notice the knee brace on the left knee of Anne-Marie Armstrong. She's been playing with a torn meniscus in her knee really since January, as Aaron Hall with the follow there for the Wesleyan Lady Wolves.
Hall's a very good player. Look up, look up.
Rebound by Bick.
Bick's had a good third quarter so far.
Dotson, and that's not there, and Kennedy with the rebound. She's tied up. Boy, Blake Stafford
playing hard.
She is really playing hard. She's been one of the offensive, well, the only offensive bright spot, but she's not afraid to get the dirty work done either. Ball will stay with Wesleyan though on the alternating possession. And the pass inside to Armstrong, and look at that move. Can't connect.
Now, I just don't believe you could be effective playing behind her in the post. She's just, she's taller than everybody, and if you allow her to post where she posts every day in practice, she's going to kill you.
Yeah, going back to my thought, as Hall hits the a three-point shot.
When set, she's as deadly as anybody in the tournament.
Aaron Hall has a 4-point grade point average.
Ooh, look up, too late.
Bick, not there.
Turn and face and look at the goal.
That's Stafford with it. And again, look where they're starting that offense.
It's due to that pressure. And again, see, they can switch on every screen or on any play due to the fact that defensively they can guard anybody on the floor.
Dotson banks it home, and Catherine Dotson has heated up in the second half.
Kind of like the old Chicago Bulls when they had Pippen, Jordan, and Rodman. It gives you tremendous luxury when you have length.
Armstrong
nice
with a strong post move.
But to defense that in the post, you may want to front the post, but you got to have ball pressure.
And Anne-Marie Armstrong called on the foul.
If the passer is allowed to sit there like a quarterback and look inside, and dump it in there, it's going to kill you.
As you take a look at the knee brace on her left knee, Anne-Marie Armstrong tore her meniscus back in January. She can still play on it, but she's going to have arthroscopic surgery on Friday, and in hopes of competing for the Wesleyan track team. She's a high jumper on that team. She's won 2 state championships as a high jumper. In fact, she owns 7 state championships. We'll finish that a little later as we have a timeout here at the Macon Coliseum, and Wesleyan up big in the Class Single A Girls State Championship game. Welcome back to Macon. Wesleyan up big. Let's go down to Scott Kozlowski. Scott.
Thank you much, John. I'm here with Zach Young, the headmaster at the Wesleyan School. Looks like you've got a pretty good lead in this game, but you wanted to talk about what else is going on at Wesleyan.
Well, Scott, we just went on spring break as of Friday, and we've got 12 mission teams going to 8 different places in the United States and the world, including the Ukraine and Holland and the Amazon River and the Dominican Republic and Guatemala and Los Angeles, and over 200 children and over 40 faculty members all over the world, and we're really excited about that. That's what's going on right now at Wesleyan.
Well, good luck with that, and good luck in the rest of the game. John, back to you.
Thank you very much, Scott. The Wesleyan School, located in Norcross, Georgia. Got 5 state championships in girls basketball. And Jan Azar's got an impressive program there. As you take a look at her, in her 12th year, she started the program. They only won 4 games in the 97-98 season. That was her first year, and look what it's blossomed into. Savannah Country Day, and they've had outstanding success over the years. A state championship in 2000, runner-up in 2004, Final Four appearance 2 years ago. Dale Parker's got a program going on at Savannah Country Day.
Well, I think both these coaches and this whole tournament, everybody just does such an outstanding job with their personnel.
Dotson, bounce pass, and the shot no good by Beck. And the rebound by Anne-Marie Armstrong, and she's got Grace Leobon in the left hand.
It's that defensive transition, John. You got to get back on defense.
Savannah Country Day. It's been a rough afternoon for them, but they've had success throughout the state tournament. There's Grace Leobon with the steal, and she's fouled by Catherine Dotson.
Well, if you take your inside hand defensively and go over the offensive man's outside shoulder, your body's never going to touch. But again, that turnover was created by Wesleyan's pressure by kicking Savannah Country Day higher and higher, and where they could use the half-court line and the sideline as a defender. Now 2 defenders become 4.
And Grace Leobon just went in the double figures with that free throw. 10 points for the sophomore, 6 foot.
We're going to be seeing her for a long time. She's a good player.
1 of 2 on that trip. Catherine Dotson double teamed.
See, that's too long of a pass.
And Chantel Kennedy with a near steal. Berkhammer playing the point.
It's got to be a foul.
No call. And then we do have a call. Officials confer, and yes, they'll call the foul on Chantel Kennedy and Dale Parker. We're seeing a little frustration there.
Well, yeah, you can't blame her. I mean, you still got to officiate the game.
Foul called on the floor. It's Kennedy's 2nd foul. 4th team foul on Wesleyan. And that ball thrown away, and Asia McKenzie will go by herself.
She's had a very good game. Coach Azar has done an outstanding job scouting Savannah Country Day. They've taken away their favorite out-of-bounds play.
And there's Kennedy with the steal. Boy, is she athletic. Throws it away, though, as Kennington Golf couldn't handle the pass.
Again, you got to make short passes. When that ball is in the air for 10 years, with Wesleyan's speed and length, they're going to get that every time.
And timeout called by Savannah Country Day as they try to regroup. For complete game coverage of the state GHSA basketball championships and to find out how to support sports programming on GPB, go to gpb.org/basketball to learn more about that. And we're in the Macon Coliseum. We're going to crown 6 state champions today on GPB. We got the Class Single A girls right now, Class Single A boys after this. Turner County and Whitfield Academy will play in that one. And we'll crown state champions in girls and boys basketball in Class AA, and then the same in Class AAA today. In fact, the late game, Georgia Tech fans, you'll get a chance to see Derek Favors, who arguably could be the best high school player in the nation this year.
We've had that player in Macon many years with Dwight Howard and Scenario Hillman. We've had some great talent in this building.
That's why it's called Macon Madness. Melissa Berkhammer can't hit, but Caitlin Hilliard had the rebound, had stolen away by Grace Leah Bond. And boy, has Grace Leah Bond done the dirty work today. She's been outstanding. Kennedy with the baseline, and
You got to have some help.
Chantel Kennedy.
So one of the problems, you're catching the ball too deep, John. You got to try to catch it no deeper than the second marker, because now the baseline is becoming a defender. Again, the lines are the greatest defenders on the floor.
Second foul on Anne-Marie Armstrong. And there's that baseball pass.
Great catch
by Bick. But it seems like every time they try to break the press with that, there's always two Wesleyan girls right there to meet the offense.
And again, that pass is a horizontal pass. The pass needs to be a diagonal pass.
Anne-Marie Armstrong gets tagged with her third foul. Wesleyan now in the middle of a 9-0 run.
Wilkins in for the Wolves.
Holly Wilkins, number 32. She's the daughter of Gerald Wilkins. Remember him?
Had a hold violation on the Wolves.
And the fouls are racking up on Wesley. That's a 17 foul as Grace Leah Bond commits her first.
We're in the 1-and-1, John.
So they'll be shooting the rest of the way, and Blake Stafford will toe the line. Stafford, a 5'8" senior. Had 10 points against Twiggs County in the first round of the state tournament. And Kennedy with the rebound.
That's hurt the Hornets today, their inability to capitalize on their free throws.
And Grace Leah Bond couldn't handle it. Another turnover, and it'll go to the Hornets. 55-14.
Still in the 1-2-2 press.
Even up by 41.
You need someone to come to the middle hard.
Keep that press going. And off the foot of Catherine Dotson, and there's Asia McKenzie not there, but she gets her own rebound. And Grace Leah Bond will tip it in. Under 3 in the third quarter. And again, that relentless trap.
See, that's not where you want to make that pass. Look for Savannah Country Day to flash somebody to the middle of the floor.
Caitlin Hilliard, Catherine Dotson, Blake Stafford, they're going to have nightmares tonight about this, this trap press by the Wesleyan Wolves.
They do it. Wesleyan does an outstanding job of running it.
Dotson.
Turn and face.
Dotson's had the hot hand for the Hornets.
She's fearless. She'll go in there and right at the defense. Nice job.
And she draws the foul. Holly Wilkins. That's her first.
Great job of taking it right to the shot blocker's chest. You don't want to leave your feet. Keep your feet on the ground, hands up and back.
Catherine Dotson is an outstanding athlete for Savannah Country Day. And I was told a story about last year at the regionals, the track regionals for Savannah Country Day. She ran the 200 meters for the first time ever and set the school record and won the region. So she's the fastest kid on the team as well.
Look for a little more ball pressure. See, they're allowed just to make that pass, and they're all great drop step.
Look at Anne-Marie Armstrong. Couldn't finish, though, but those post-up moves. They're going to serve her well at the next level. She'll play for the Georgia Bulldogs next year. Berkhammer.
Nice pass.
Oh, great pass inside to Stafford.
Excellent job. Drive, draw, and dish. Super job by Berkhammer.
Under 2 in the third. Anne-Marie Armstrong.
Nice pass.
Great pass out to Kennington Goff. And it'll stay with the Hornets. Knocked out of bounds by Caitlin Hilliard. What great fundamental basketball right here, Phil.
I love that. You take it right to the person that you're trying to get the ball to's defender, which creates the help, and then make a beautiful bounce pass into the post. You can't draw that up any better.
I know they're down by 39, but I like the fact that Savannah Country Day is getting some great positive plays in this third quarter. And battling inside is Blake Stafford, and it'll be tied up, and it'll go back to the Wesleyan Lady Wolves. And Stafford, she's a tough kid. She does all that dirty work.
The whole team is scrappy. They epitomize their coach.
Chantel Kennedy.
There again, if you play
Bounce
behind
pass
in
to
a post,
Wilkins.
you're in for a long night. You got to box out.
Anne-Marie Armstrong not there. Wilkins with the follow. No, Armstrong. They've been playing volleyball.
She's got great hands. She keeps that ball above her head. You young players, keep the ball chin high and above.
And Anne-Marie Armstrong has won 2 or 3 state championships on the volleyball floors. She's also won 2 state championships as a high jumper. And she can win her 3rd and give her 8 state championships.
Now you're going to think I'm crazy, John, but the Hornets are doing a much better job towards the end of this quarter of running their offense. They're catching, making a pass, cut, square, pass, catch, instead of quick shots.
Well, I got to think, too, they're getting positive plays in this 3rd quarter. And so now they've reached their comfort zone. As Dotson at the line. Catherine Dotson, 5'7" senior. She's signed to play softball at Tennessee, so she'll be a Lady Vol next year.
Can't stop the ball.
Excellent softball player. And Hall can't hit the 3. Armstrong's there with the follow.
You've got to stay between her and the basket.
Anne-Marie Armstrong, and she's the reigning Miss Georgia basketball, and she's all over the floor. Look at that defensive effort by Anne-Marie Armstrong. Tied up, he'll stay with the Hornets.
She plays extremely hard.
She's one of those once-in-a-program type of players. She had 18 points in the semifinal against Randolph Clay.
Jordan Frazier in the game for the Wolves.
When you think about Anne-Marie Armstrong, she could play volleyball at the next level, an accomplished high jumper. She never gets burned out either.
She can be busy in college.
Hilliard. That's Melissa Burkhammer. Bounce pass over to Dotson. There's that relentless double team. It just never stops. Burkhammer back to Dotson.
You got to get a little backdoor action if Wesleyan's going to overplay this much. Nice, there it is right there. You had it. Now cut.
Reset. Burkhammer.
Great offense.
Draws the foul.
There you go. You start your offense A with a pass, B with a dribble. Then you got to look to go back door. Can you reverse the ball? Look for a screen on the ball. Look for those 4 points in any offense. And the most important thing is spacing.
Kennington Groff committed her 4th foul. Burkhammer is the all-time assist leader at Savannah Country Day. Again, she's a natural shooting guard, but she's had to play the post this year and accepted that role. 5'7" senior. And 2 for 2 on that trip. As we end the 3rd quarter here at the Macon Coliseum. The Wesleyan Lady Wolves up by 40 as we enter the 4th quarter. And the girls Class A state championship game right here on GPB. Hoist the state championship trophy and bring it back to Savannah. Calvary Day, your Class Single A girls state champions.
I never get tired of seeing that. Apparently not.
Think about all those moments in the gym.
Well, this goes back.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
Welcome back to the Macon Coliseum. Wesleyan up by 40 here in the girls Single A state championship game. And because of the 40-point margin by Wesleyan, we're going to go with the mercy rule, 6 minutes instead of 8 minutes on the clock. And so we'll shorten up this 4th quarter as Wesleyan will start off with the basketball.
Hornets in a man-to-man defense. Look for the back screen lob.
And Anne-Marie Armstrong was there, and there's Caitlin Hilliard with her 5th steal of the day.
See that
and
pass?
Look at that pass.
Great
to
catch.
Dotson. Tried to feed it to Ellie Beck, but Wesleyan there on defense as always. And Aaron Hall launch. Anne-Marie Armstrong has it stripped. Hall had it stripped. And a running opportunity for the Hornets as Melissa Burkhammer will take it herself, and she's fouled by Logan Morris.
Keep that ball chest high and above when you go up for that shot. Don't bring it down to your waist. Keep ball you and the man principle. Take that ball straight at the defense. You got to keep it on your right side. If you got it in your right hand, going to make that right hand layup. Keep ball, you, and man principle.
Again, 4 seniors on the Savannah Country Day team. As Burkhammer hits the first free throw. And their mission was to get back in this title game. They played in the Final Four as sophomores 2 years ago. Well, they accomplished that mission. Unfortunately, the state championship dream will end today. But a great year by the Hornet team. And what I loved about the in-between quarters is the contingent from Savannah stood up and applauded their team.
That was a nice, classy move.
Here's Anne-Marie Armstrong on the block. And Catherine Dotson on the foul.
The great dig there by Dotson. Minute Armstrong put the ball on the floor, she came and tried to double team her up.
Only the 3rd team foul on Savannah Country Day. And Armstrong will launch. That was from NBA range.
She's got that range when her feet are set.
I'm looking forward to watching her play in the SEC. Burkhammer stops, not there. And Anne-Marie Armstrong with the rebound.
That's pretty strong when you can get the rebound and
Look
lead
at
the break.
that, 6'3" handling the ball. Give and go from Hall. Knocked away. There's Kennedy, she'll launch.
Gonna block
Kennedy
out.
with the rebound. Knocked away. Stay with the Wolves. As you take a look at Chantel Kennedy, she'll move on after this game, wear the green and gold of Colorado State. Out of the Mountain West. Going a long way from home. And there's Anne-Marie Armstrong.
Fouled.
No call.
If she's doing that off a bad knee, good Lord, I'd hate to see her when her knees are good.
Again, she's been playing with a torn meniscus since January. She'll have surgery on that left knee. And there's a steal by Dotson and a rare breakaway for the Hornets.
Now you got to finish that play. That's as good as a turnover.
Aaron Hall right back. Well, Aaron Hall.
Should that have gone in, that's like a 5-point play. 2 that you didn't get down here by the Hornets. Then they came down, and if they should have hit that 3, in reality, that's a 5-point swing.
And we want to remind you that Score Atlanta reporters are blogging these games live at gpb.org/basketball. And also check out scoreatl.com for the latest scores from the state tournament. And once again, it's www.gpb.org/basketball and get all your blogging updates from Score Atlanta. If you take a look at Jan Azar, in her 12th year at Wesleyan, boy, she built a program there. 5 state championships. She looks like she's going to collect her 6th. And with that, she would join N.P. Malcolm of Seminole County and Norman Carter of Taylor County to become the 3rd girls basketball coach in state history to win 6 state championships. And they love the Macon Coliseum here.
It's like a second home. It's like they've taken the Final Four and turned it into their own invitational tournament. I think with their versatility, I'd love to see them play the higher classifications. I think they could play with anybody in the state.
And whenever you talk about playing a higher classification in Class A level, depth is always an issue. I don't think that is.
No, they've got more depth than they know what to do with.
Reached the 4-minute mark. Catherine Dotson. That's Burkhammer. And
great rebound.
Out there. Look at that rebound by Hilliard. Boy, has Hilliard been all over the floor today.
She's had a nice game.
She would be my MVP for this game for Savannah Country Day. Done all the little stuff, steals.
See, they're too long to throw those long passes.
And McKenzie will go in
See, Wesleyan's going to get that every day. You cannot throw the loopy long pass. They're defensively, they're going to steal that. There again. You've got to make the shorter pass and then the diagonal pass.
And it'll go to Wesleyan.
I think the lack of ball pressure from the beginning of the game kind of hurt the Hornets and allowed Wesleyan to get right into their half-court offense.
20 turnovers for Savannah Country Day, 13 for Wesleyan.
Well, John,
you're not going to win games with 20 turnovers.
No, you add the 20 turnovers plus the missed layups and the missed free throws. You put too much undue stress on your defense when you just give your opponent the ball 20 extra times.
Look at Aaron Hall fighting the rebound, but look at Caitlin Hilliard.
You got to come get that. Now, Wesleyan's pressure has caused a lot of those turnovers, obviously, but you just cannot put your defense under that much pressure. Some wholesale changes coming.
Anne-Marie Armstrong coming out of the game gets a hug from Jan Azar. She's playing her final game. Chantel Kennedy also coming out. The two seniors who have been a vital part of this Wesleyan Lady Wolves get a standing ovation and hugs all around for both those two as they move on to the Division I level. Anne-Marie Armstrong will be a Lady Bulldog, 16 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double. SEC fans will enjoy her, and Mountain West fans are going to love Chantel Kennedy out in the Mountain West. And you can see the tears as they know the realization their high school career is over, but what an accomplishment. It's another state championship for the Lady Wolves.
Grace Cowart coming in for the Wolves.
6 points and a rebound for Asia McKenzie. And a long embrace for the two seniors, Anne-Marie Armstrong and Chantel Kennedy.
Well, they've been through a lot. They've played summer ball together. Just an outstanding two seniors.
And I hope for all you, you youngsters out there, you young ladies, as Holly Wilkins takes home that layup.
Wesleyan takes off the press, but still picking up man-to-man.
All these athletes are great role models to look up to, not just for basketball. As
good rebound by Morris.
Morris with the rebound. 2.5 to go.
Bounce pass into the post.
And another steal by Dotson, and she loses it. And Asia McKenzie. That's Grace Cowart.
Wesleyan
Aaron Hall
has nice half-court offense. They really pass the ball well. Great movement, great ball movement, great man movement.
Cowart, not there. Out of bounds, and it'll go to the Hornets.
They must have great inter-squad practices.
There's Chantel Kennedy, 6 points, 2 rebounds for the senior.
But that really doesn't tell the story in regards to her stats. She did so much on the floor defensively. She must have caused 10 of those turnovers by the Hornets through her pressure. Another big stat, John, that's not really recorded is deflections. Wesleyan must have had every bit of 15 to 20 of those tonight.
That double team has been relentless. Dotson is fouled. Holly Wilkins on it.
I love the way Dotson plays, north and south.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our live broadcast of the best in Georgia high school basketball, and ask you to stay tuned after the game for your opportunity to become a member of the Georgia Public Broadcasting family. It's viewers like you that help make great local programs like this possible, and we thank you for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting. Jan Azar continues to clean the bench. Aaron Hall.
Nia Davis in for the Wolves.
Aaron Hall, junior, should be back next year. And there's Holly Wilkins. She's a freshman.
You're going to see a lot of her.
Again, she's Gerald Wilkins' daughter, the niece of Dominique. She has a little human highlight film in her.
With those long arms.
And Melissa Burkhammer hits. We're near the 1 minute mark. And Wilkins will go to the line.
She kind of looks like Wilkins looks like a young Mariah Chandler for Southwest Atlanta Christian when Mariah was a freshman.
Take a look at Holly Wilkins, 11 points, 5 rebounds in the quarterfinals. She's gotten a lot more playing time since Anne-Marie Armstrong suffered her knee injury and has made the most of it. 9 points, 6 rebounds in the second game against Darlington. As you take a look, 6 points, 3 rebounds. She'll just build and build on that.
Wilkins is going to be a good player. Nice stroke.
Well, I would say it's in the bloodlines.
It's a safe bet.
Savannah Country Day has nothing to really hang their head about. They've played hard. They've had a great season.
Yeah, you should say so. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are home would kill to be right where they are today.
They knew when they were going to play their last game, and it was going to be in the championship game.
That's got to be a foul.
Catherine Dotson knocked out of bounds. Under a minute. Hornets will inbound. Melissa Burkhammer will do the honors. Catherine Dotson. Knocked out by Jordan Frazier, another freshman. Well, again, this is the first of 6 basketball games. We're going to crown 6 state champions today here in GPB. We crowned 4 yesterday in 4A and 5A. We hope you stay with us throughout this day of high school basketball on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Megan Cool on the foul. Burkhammer will add to the point total.
You know, John, we're probably going to be seeing these young players for Wesleyan down the road, too. They're just going to keep reloading.
Good look at one of the youngsters right there. Grace Coward. She'll be back next year.
The Wolves are very disciplined. Coach Azar does a great job with them.
And a long 3 is good.
Jiminy Christmas, that's a bomb.
Haley Hughes.
From the next area code.
Well, even when you get down to the depths of the bench, they're still with that relentless pressure. And it'll go to the Wolves with 14 seconds left in the girls Class Single A State Championship game. And mass substitutions now for the Hornets as the seniors of Savannah Country Day, and each will get a hug from their coach Dale Parker. A group that has gone to the Final Four twice, gotten to the championship game. A great group for Savannah Country Day.
You're right, John. They got to take from this game that their career is not a snapshot. It's a movie, so you just can't take one game and go, gee whiz, we've had a down year. They got to look at the whole body of work, and they've been outstanding.
And what a classy move by the Wesleyan bench, standing up and giving the seniors from Savannah Country Day a standing ovation. As we near the end of the game, they're going to hang a 6 banner up at Wesleyan. The Lady Wolves are the state champions in Class Single A. Just an outstanding game by Wesleyan, Phil.
You never get tired of seeing these kids celebrate and reap the rewards from all their hard work in the summer, lifting weights, coming in the gym when it's 100 degrees, and playing AAU ball and seeing everything come to fruition. Outstanding job by the Wolves from Wesleyan.
And Jen Azar gets her 6th state championship.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
Welcome back to the Macon Coliseum as the Wesleyan Lady Wolves accept the state championship trophy. They win it, and Scott Kozlowski is standing by with head coach Jan Azar.
You told me before the game you wanted to win this one for your seniors, and you did. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, all the girls play so hard, and they really wanted Anne-Marie and Chantel to go out the right way, and so they've done it all season, and we did it again today, so I'm proud of them.
How does this championship stack up to the ones from the past?
You know, they're all great, and they're all very different. This is a special group of girls. Anne-Marie and Chantel are special, and so each year it's hard to send them off, but they've done so much for the school, and so I'm just really proud of the 2 seniors.
Well, congratulations on another state championship.
Thank you.
John, back to you.
Thank you, Scott, and our congratulations to both Savannah Country Day and Wesleyan. The Wesleyan Wolves, their 6th state championship. We got more basketball coming up here on GPB. For Phil Hansen and our crew, I'm John Wilkerson saying so long.
Funding for this program is provided in part by Georgia's Electric Membership Corporations, the Georgia Student Finance Commission, Regions Bank, the Georgia Lottery, by viewers like you, and the Georgia High School Association, who wish to thank the Georgia Dodge dealers, State Farm, and Naturally Fresh for their support of GHSA athletic activities.